Hello, beloved. I want to thank you so much for coming back to my channel today. If today is your first time, I do want to welcome you. On today's episode, we will be taking it step by step as usual. I hope that you will enjoy the making today. May God richly bless you, and remember that life without Jesus Christ is lifeless. Until next time, please keep watching. Go any further, I'm going to go ahead and show you the ingredients we need. So here I have my pre-cooked tomatoes. I have my oil, 4 cups of jasmine rice. Here are my spices. Here are my seasoning. This is rosemary, some salt. Here I have 2 Maggie cube stocks. I also have some chicken bouillon seasoning and some grounded ginger. This is an extra salt if I should need it. Here is my tomato paste. Here I have fried some beef meat. I cooked the beef meat and fried it. And this is the stock from the beef meat when I cooked it. Here is my coconut oil. We will need our nutmeg and our curry powder. We will also need our chopped carrots. We will need our sliced onions. And this is pretty much what we're going to need. And here's the saucepan to make the jollof rice. Please stay tuned. I'll take it step by step. So I have my oven on medium heat and I'm going to pour my oil. Remember that you pour your oil according to the amount of tomato sauces that you have. The more tomato sauces you have, the more oil you need. At the same time, I'm going to add my coconut oil. And I'm only adding this because I like the coconut flavor in the jollof rice. Nothing special. And have it all heat up together. And then we'll come back and add the additional ingredients. So right now we are going to add our onions. At the same time, we are going to add our seasoning. And then just give it a stir. We are going to cook the onions until it's translucent. And then we'll come back and add the additional ingredients. So next, I'm going to add our tomato paste. So we are just going to give our tomato paste a stir and allow it to cook. It's very important that when you are cooking jollof rice, you allow your tomato stew to cook all the way. How do you know it's cooked? It's when you see that oil has surfaced on top of the tomato stew, or all the water in the stew has drained out and it has become kind of pasty. That's how you know that your stew is ready for you to add in the rice. So now let's allow our tomato paste to cook for about a good 15 minutes. And then we'll add the additional tomato sauces. Okay, so right now I'm going to add the additional tomato sauces and simply give it a stir. Also, I'm going to add the rosemary and have it cook with it. I'm going to cook this tomato sauce for an additional 15 minutes. And when it's ready for me to add in the rice, I'll show you before I add in the rice. Please keep watching. So right now we are going to add our fried beef meat. Also, we are going to add a tablespoon of our nutmeg. And finally, our curry powder. We will simply give these a stir and have it cook for an additional 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and pour in the rice. As you can see, the oil has surfaced on top of the tomato stew and it's ready for us to put in the rice, but I just want the fried beef to absorb the flavor from the tomato sauce for about 5 minutes, and then I'll come back and add the rice. Please keep watching. So at this point, I'm going to add my pre-washed rice. And if you are wondering why we pre-wash the rice before adding it to our stew, it's because we want to eliminate some of the starch on the rice. As you can see, the stew is looking perfect. This is how the tomato stew should look like before you add your rice. The reason why jollof rice making is such a big deal is because jollof rice has to be a certain way. You don't want your jollof rice to be too dry. At the same time too, you don't want your jollof rice to be too soggy. If it's too soggy, it's bad. If it's too dry, it's equally bad. You want your jollof rice to be tasty. At the same time, you want it to be moist. And that is what we are looking for in this case. So when your tomato sauce is not a lot and it's too little, and you add in your rice and you have a lot of rice, your jollof rice is going to come out very dry. Your tomato sauce should be equally balanced with the amount of rice you are using it to cook. If your tomato sauce is too much and the rice is too little, your rice is going to become soggy. Or if you keep adding lots of water to your jollof rice, it's going to become soggy. So here we have added our rice and we are going to use the sauce to stir fry the rice for a good 10 minutes. Okay, we are not going to add any water right now until it's time for us to add water, and in this case we are going to add our beef broth. So let's allow our rice to cook with the tomato sauce for a good 10 minutes and then we'll come back. So I'm going to add my salt. Also, I want you to know that it's very important that you keep stirring your jollof rice. At least stir it every 3 minutes. You don't want the bottom of your saucepan to be burned to ruin your rice. So whilst it's cooking, stir it. Keep stirring it as much as you can, okay? And let's continue to have it stir fry. So we are checking back on the rice. As you can see, everything is coming together very beautifully. So this is what I'm talking about when I say we should stir fry the rice in the tomato sauce. Okay. At this point too, we can add our chopped or diced carrots and stir it in the rice. If you are wondering why I am now adding the sliced or chopped carrot, is because I didn't want the carrots to get so soggy in my rice. You want to be able to bite into it when you are eating your rice. So this is it. Now you can see that all the sauce has come together very nicely with the rice. So now you can add just a little bit of water if you want to, or your broth, okay? And allow the steam, lower your heat and allow the steam to cook the rice. So I'm just going to add a little bit of my broth. And this is what is going to keep your rice very moist. And this is the beef broth that I made. Remember that because you season the beef whilst cooking it, the broth is very flavorful. If you don't have any broth and you want to use plain water, what you can do is to add, if you have any seasoning like maybe Maggie cube or chicken bouillon seasoning or any seasoning that has flavor to it, just add it to the water and it can serve the purpose. The thing is that you don't want to lose the flavor in your jollof rice. You want it to be flavorful, moist, perfect, and delicious. So please keep watching whilst we allow our rice to cook. Let's give it an additional 15 to 20 minutes and it will be completely cooked. Okay, to expedite your jollof rice from cooking, you want it to cook quickly. What you can do is to trap all the steam to cook your rice. And one way you can do that is to cover your jollof rice with the foil, the aluminum foil, and then just cover your rice and check up on it every 3 to 5 minutes and stir it to prevent your rice from burning. Okay, so at this point we'll be checking up on the rice to see how it's doing. Wow, doesn't it look gorgeous? Looks like our rice is almost cooked. Look at that. You can see that it's not saggy. It's not too dry. It's just perfect, just moist. That's the way we want it to be. Look at that. Okay, so we'll be serving it in some few minutes. Please stay tuned and keep watching till we do that. I wanted to show you the final result of our Ghanaian jollof rice. So to show you how fluffy it is, and also to show you that it's not saggy or too dry, this is it. It's not sticky, it's just fluffy and very moist. Okay, I want to thank you all so much for coming by today and learning how to make my jollof rice recipe. Here you can see the beef in the jollof rice and my baked chicken and my pea salad. I have a video for the pea salad, so please check it out. Okay, thank you so much for staying. It's so flavorful. I wish you can taste it, but give it a try and you know what I'm talking about. May God richly bless you. Until next time. Bye bye.